does it keep saying that? Like what? What's the stream, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, there we go. Alright, there we go. Ooh, man. So basically, we did just get a few new Apex Legends Patchnotes. What is that? That's never happened before. But I was taking a good look at them, and not gonna lie, if you are a Mirage main, a Loba main, or listen carefully, or what's the new Legend's name again? Alter. You're basically busted. Loba she spawns in with a 99% ultimate charge. Mirage literally is invisible galore, and you got Alter with basically two portals with extended range. And that's basically the TLDR for the character wise. But in terms of gun changes and balancing, what they did change was they added back the select fire pop up. I know a lot of y'all loved that back in the day with the Prowler. Hey, buddy. Hey. Say hi to stream. I don't know if y'all can see him on the stream. It's like it's a little dark in here. There you go. And is this working? But yeah, let me go ahead and pull it out because that's what we need to do first. That's what we actually talked about doing. And I know I don't per se play this anymore. I do not. But it'll be pretty fun, pretty cool to see most of the stuff that they're talking about come back to the game. Because technically speaking, this is new content, and the reason I stopped playing was there was no quality content. Like, it was just the same old game, no matter how many times you played it. So, boom. We're going to have a new event. Now, this isn't a Heirloom event, so there's only going to be 15 cosmetic items. The skins actually look pretty good. We got a wing mask in here. Let's take a look at this in extended. Wing mask skin's pretty cool, and then the alternator skin as well. Now, with that being said, there's still what's it called? disruptor rounds. I believe they're still in the game. They didn't mention removing that, so props to everyone who likes using it. It's still there. Anyways, we get 2 new intro skins. We got one for Horizon and we got one for Alter. Again, I don't know if you guys can tell who EA's favorite characters / legends are. And we got new rewards. Basically, we're going to have 2 rotations of the shop. And one of them is going to have an event pack. The other one is not. We're only going to have one because this is not an extended Heirloom collection event. This is just basically a milestone event. Alright. So, the Octane skin. Let me see if I can enlarge this. So, boom. The Octane skin. That's fucking nice as hell. That's a Mad Maggie skin. I mean, they all literally said it right there. But personally, I feel like this is the toughest one. That's not the main event skins, if that makes sense. But here we go. Let's dive right into Patchnotes. We got care packages. They grant the whole team Evo points instead of just the one guy who opens it. Gold weapons, we now have the charge rifle, the prowler, the nemesis, G7, and car SMG. What is your problem, bro? I'm working. What's up? Can you lay down? There you go. I'm right here. I promise. I'm not going anywhere. But back to the I'm so sorry about that, y'all. That is my dog Brady, and this man does not know how to leave me alone, especially in times of me trying to stream and him being in the background. But again, ring lethality, basically the longer you stay out in the ring, the more your support item, as well as, let's say you had a Nessie doll or you had a support item that basically made your whole team heal for whatever healing item you use, then yes, it will be disabled after you stay in the ring for too long. What? Watch, boy. You good? You want attention? You want some attention? What's this on your neck? What's this on your neck? Be careful, don't fall. But attachments and ordnance. This is where the crazy part starts. Alright? Bro, lay down. I'm doing my job. Like, seriously. Alright. This is where the crazy part starts. Again, as I said earlier, we now have accelerated weapons. So, there's a new stock for the Nemesis, G7, and car SMG. It basically increases Evo damage gained, increase the charge for your ultimate gain from it, and it every knock, grants you a 30% ult charge as long as your accelerator weapon is equipped. Alright, so bad news. Well, not necessarily bad news. This is more so good news for you guys to get stuck by arc stars alive. You will now have a notification telling you actually have been stuck. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty great. I know, right? Sounds great. Let's see, what else? In terms of hop-ups, we have Select Fire, like I mentioned earlier. It works for the Prowler and the Charge Rifle. Yes, you heard me right, the Charge Rifle, which now has increased ammo capacity. So, for the weapons, first off, the mags have been changed for the Charge Rifle, because prior to this update, I'm pretty sure you couldn't use mags with the Charge Rifle because of the way it works now. But I digress. Increased projectile size at closer ranges. So the closer your opponents are, the bigger your projectiles, the bigger your bullets, and I guess the more damage they do. Increased projectile speed. So yes, basically bullet velocity. Improved recoil, and I'm pretty sure that only applies if it's in auto mode. The maximum damage was turned down from 300 to 200 meters. And again, did I mention it now takes projectile? Like, it now takes the hop up. Yeah. I'm messing this up. Like, this is supposed to be a one take kind of video. Pretty bad. But, again, the damage with the hop up basically is reduced by 25%. You get an increased fire rate, of course, going to auto, fully auto, and there's recoil improvements put in place when you are in auto fire. I'm gonna make sure you guys can actually hear me. Here we go. Where is my mouse? Man, where is my mouse? Okay. Dev note, it's not too important. But basically the Mastiff has been slowed down greatly. Except your aim down sight, tighten it, like your basically your aim down sight has more of an actual like accuracy as opposed to before where it was just a matter of general direction go, you know. The blast pattern has been increased, and I did say it was slowed down greatly. Here's where it starts. So when you're pulling out your gun, especially your Mastiff, technically we see Faye doing this a lot. Whenever he pulled his out, it was always a matter of shooting as soon as he swapped to the Mastiff. That's not going to happen anymore. There's about a 2-second delay. Yes. And it also affects how you raise and lower your gun, basically switching between the Mastiff. So if you were switching from a pistol to a Mastiff before, it would be super fast because, again, you're switching from a lighter gun. But now it's been changed to a situation where no matter what the fuck you're switching from, it would still be slow to pull out or slow to use. The Peacekeeper, the choke damage, well, the choke for it has been increased when you're ADSing, right? So it's faster to deal more damage, and again, it's faster to hit your opponents. RE45, the damage was buffed, so if you're already getting sliced and rinsed in your matches with whoever has these, plus the hammer point rounds, or where they call now, not necessarily where they call now, but they're skipping my mind. The shield charge, like the ones that affect your shield the most. Yeah, so take 13 damage and add that multiplier on top of it. So technically, these are deadly as fuck now. And again, like I said, Legends got buffed, some Legends got nerfed, Horizon got technically nerfed to the ground, Loba got buffed, like she's literally prime. I want to say prime Wraith level of good right now. Like, you know how fast she used to be able to phase out with Wraith? Yeah, that's how fast she gets to fucking ult. Also, you can't break her market anymore. You can pick it up remotely. You can grab banners without wasting a black market usage, and stealing Volt loots will no longer break the black market, but it will still only be able to be done by Loba. Again, making her busted as shit. You won't want a Loba on your team if you're playing comp. There's no delay after placing the black market before you can use it, so you don't have to wait for the animation to scan around. As soon as she throws it down, you can shop from it. So, her tactical has 2 charges, a reduced tactical toss time, and reduced sound effect and VFX, basically. Visibility and audibility have been reduced. High of quality. This is basically where you see the purple loot, the gold loot on the map. Loba can ADS now to see the loot items. Like, she can ADS to see the loot UI for that item. Anyways, her upgrades, level 2, 2 of them have been removed and replaced with Shopping Spree and Wolf Claw. Shopping Spree basically allows the entire squad to take 3 items from a black market, and Wolf's Claw gains speed boost and significantly faster weapon draw after a teleport. So do not chase a level when she teleports away. Her level 3 upgrades again have been reworked, so the first one got removed and now she has 2. One is called Brand New bag, which basically grants your whole team gold shields. Well, not gold shields, gold backpacks, which I don't know whose idea was that to put in the game, but I can see her being nerfed again, nerfed down to the ground about 3 weeks after this. Her second level 3 upgrade is called Escape Artist. Bro, where is my... Okay. I'm going to change my cursor color. But she has a new perk called Escape Artist that basically grants her 50 shields and HP after teleporting with her attack. You could shoot her to stop the regen, but I wouldn't do it if I were you, especially not if she has Wolf Claw as well, which seems to be what most people would like to use unless they're heavy team players. But solo Loba players, I kid you not, are gonna be running they're gonna be running Wolf's Claw and Escape Artist. Dead ass. That's it. So again, back to Alter. Like I said earlier, her cooldown was reduced. Basically, she got buffed, right? Like, I mean, buffed. Like, she got Gibby buffed, basically. Basically a rework. A Void Nexus never runs out. It never times out unless she cancels it. She gets a second Void Nexus thanks to a third, or a new level 3 perk that replaced Eternal Nexus because that was placed into her base kit. As you guys know, Eternal Nexus basically meant her Nexus didn't run out. Horizon's Gravity Lift, we went over that already. Boom. So bam. From the Rift launch, I'm pretty sure that's the new game. That's this new season, isn't it? But I digress. That's not too important. Mirage. I told you guys he's basically an invisibility demon right now. And nice thing about that is if you're a solo Mirage player, you're cooking. Like if you're a solo Mirage, if you're a solo Loba, if you're a solo Alter, you're absolutely cooking. Now imagine what happens when you stack those three on a team. Given the fact that Mirage can now use every legend, he can now use all of their abilities, not their physical abilities, but their class abilities. He can now use them because that's just who he is. He's a copy master. He's also an invisibility guru who goes invisible. He goes invisible while he's healing, while he's resin, and now he has faster speed while cloaked. So bear with me while we watch Apex run itself into the ground again. Backpack was basically the one that granted him a third battery, just like the old gold bags used to do. More Me got removed, which was the extra clone in the ult, and they both got replaced with Boozle Eyes, basically that scans the opponent that kills your clones. Renaissance Man, like I said, gains access to all of the classes, world interactions, assault bins, care package scans, survey beacons, and ring consoles. Mirage and his team will only gain Evo for these interactions if the squad also has a member of that class. So technically speaking, you don't need to have all classes or 3 classes, right? You could technically have 2 support and have Mirage. He's basically a fucking skirmisher now. Like I guess that's where they're going with them. Yeah, Pathfinder was basically nerfed to the fucking ground. His grappling hook was changed from, I know how you guys felt when they first changed the grappling hook to be variable, but now it's a stagnant 30. It doesn't matter if you go 5 meters, if you go 100 meters, it's still going to take 30 seconds to charge, so I would be careful using my grapplers. Insider knowledge, reduced max cooldown. Let me see, there should be a setting where this should become visible. There we go. Insider knowledge, there's now a reduced max cooldown earned from scanning care packages. What else? Vantage now has a new reload animation with her sniper if you pop an ultimate excel. That's funny. finally. I don't know why, but it seems like Respawn, or at least the game devs, are actually back and trying to test their hands at whatever EA wouldn't originally let them implement it again. And I say that's a good thing because, genuinely speaking, fuck EA and fuck the fact that they're literally just trying to drain as much money as they can from this given the collection event. Opening a bin will guarantee you a gun. Reminder, it will still be on the left side of the loot bin, not the right side. It will be on the left side of the loot bin whenever you open it. Ring timing's adjusted. Wait time between rounds will better match your current values. Basically, how many players in the match is going to depend how fast the ring closes. So let's say you have someone in the lobby doing 20 bomb runs or 4K bomb runs. Basically, the game will end quicker, the storm will move quicker to accommodate for less people. To basically push you guys to actually fight, not have drawn out long fights for no fucking reason. Rift relics are still in the game. Boost kits are here. They got upgraded and they activate all legends. They activate all your upgrades, your entire path tree. It unlocks the whole thing. Emergency smokes basically blind whoever shoots at you. Well, not them. It covers you in smoke and therefore blinding them. Map hack occasionally pings enemies within your range on your minimap for you and your allies. Just saying, bro. You got a Mirage that already could do that. You got a Mirage that can already do that. Phase rewind. Activating this sends you back to a previous location. This is basically Tracer's ult from Overwatch 2. Hover is when returning. Void Reflex is also returning. Reactive Regen is also returning, as well as Squad Heal and Nessie. So, relic weapons, we have, get this, 6 new relics, technically. We have the Pulse Blade from Titanfall. It's basically a longsword, an enhanced version of the throwing knife. You know how short it was and it insta-killed everyone. I'm pretty sure this will do that, especially given the fact that it has increased damage. So, Relic Charge Sentinels. This does not need shield cells to be charged. This is always charged, so you can fire off disruptor rounds as much as you would love to. We have the Relic Charge Rampage. This is always fired up as well. We have the Relic Evade that comes with a double tap. We have the Relic Devotion plus the EMP. Do additional damage to your surrounding enemies when you break an enemy shield. The more damage done, the more powerful the EMP. Okay, that's super fucking broken. And we have the Relic Charge Rifle, which is basically the original, the OG release charge rifle. Okay. And returning is pretty much every other one that's been in the game, every other one that's been, recycled around. But the 3030 now has added perks. It comes with a mag size of 12, it comes with a dual loader, and it comes with a skull piercer hop-up. So, basically, you could do 125 damage 3 times with this shit and get your fucking shields back. Well, not shields. Get your ammo back plus then some. All right. We have something called an EPG-1, which is basically a launcher RPG. I don't know why they decided to name it an EPG when it's clearly an RPG. But yeah, you got to be different around these times. And now, last but not least, map rotations. This is the fucking content we've been asking for. This is the content we've been asking and begging Respawn for seasons, years on end now. It's been like six seasons, damn near 7, since we've been able to go back to World's Edge, Olympus, and E-District whenever we wanted to. E-District recently did just get added, and that made sure it was only that, as well as, I don't want to say Olympus, I forgot the other map, but it was E-District and the other map that were in pubs and ranked. Basically, all 3 are now in pubs and ranked and rotated. New mixtape starting January 7th, which is tomorrow, all the way to January 20th. We have Team Deathmatch, Skulltown. Love Skull Town, but I wouldn't say I really mess with it for team deathmatch because everyone's just running around the place. It was good for gun run. So speaking of gun run, we have Watson, Fragment, and the Core. Fragment would more than likely be where Stream Tower used to be, or Streamer Building used to be. And after all of that, we get new ones. We get a big TDM at Thunderdome or Skulltown. They love that map. I swear to God they do. Control, we get Production Yard and Lava Siphon, which is great. They just take out Thunderdome and move it up. That makes sense. For Gun Run, we now have Skulltown and Fragment, and for Lockdown, we now have Zeus Station and the Core. So, bam. In terms of ranked, you're gonna love this, okay? Rookie 4 to Silver 4, there's no RP change. Silver 4 to Silver 3 has been decreased from 600 RP to 500. Most of them got decreased to 500 until you get to Gold, where most of them gets increased by either 150 RP or 50 RP plainly. Platinum, the chain goes on just like that, except this time it's now brought down up until you get to Platinum 2. Get this. However, going from Plat 2 to Plat 1, you now have to rack up 1,000 RP points. Pretty fucked up, but yes, it's how it is, and it should actually even out the playing field, because now people actually have to spend more time for getting more kills to progress past Platinum or past Gold, as opposed to everyone just basically getting a free pass just by getting carried. There we go. Bug fixes, there's a lot of them. There's a buffer to tap strafe to combat automated movement text at high frame rates. So, for those of us who basically are able to tap strafe, and also those of the players who do use a macro to achieve that, there's a buffer. So you can't tap strafe. You have to actually wait. There's a cooldown in between. It's undisclosed, so we're going to have to wait to find out until tomorrow. I'm currently updating my game in advance, a little pre-update, and yeah. But charge rifle weapon UI no longer displays when an ADS with a high power optic, which is fucking great. I genuinely appreciate that. So it will still be there if you have a 2x scope or anything like that, but if you go beyond the 3x scope, it will not show the UI. It's no longer annoying. First draw animation no longer plays with the Kimbos after every death and mixtape. Fix the rock wall on Broken Moon that players could hide inside of. Find a fucking lead, bro. It's like low shield voice line no longer plays when no shield core is expired. Okay. Out of bound timers will once again trigger while using Rampage Shieler while mounted? What? Okay, I guess. UI icons should no longer sway off center on ultra wide. And Weapon Master XP will now count correctly when akimbo weapons are being held. There was apparently a bug with that. So here are all the legend fixes again. Alter, now loots in that box can now be pinged while using her passive. Passive prompt should no longer show up without looking at a death box occasionally or after respawning. For Caustic, they fixed an issue with the barrels not deploying on top of each other, so yes, you can stack up your gas towers again. Lifelines Doc Halo will no longer be destroyed by various large doors. VFX and sound effects will linger no longer than expected after expiring. First person audio will no longer play on squad mates when Doc is deployed to herself. Get this, yo. Now, I quit around the time Newcastle got a buff, around the time Revenant got reworked and everything, the rebirth stuff. But Newcastle, the same motherfucker who's broken as shit, can now break out of Ash's snare. They are really, really aggressively pushing it. This is exactly what we wanted, y'all. All it took was a lot of Apex Legends content creators leaving the scene for them to actually take that initiative. Mm. Quality of life improvements. Let's see. Adjustments to Evo points gained from consecutive revives has been reduced. Drop loots on the rising wall of Wall's Edge. You know the little like the platforms you can raise up and down. Yeah, if you have loot laying on the side of it, it's gonna get sent off the moment that wall completes raising up. Healing option now defaults to cells instead of syringes. Great, 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 great. Now for consoles, you now have the option to change your voice chat menu option, and it has been raised from 100 to 200 for the max volumes, and values above 100% will attempt to boost the quiet players or your players with weaker mics or shittier mics or however you want to call it, the echoing mics. Yes, it's mostly not their fault. It's typically also server issues in there. DirectX 12 is now the default version on PC, so a lot of PC players should see smoother gameplay. However, if you are on Steam, you can still choose to launch as DirectX 11 or DirectX 12, but now you have to use a command line to get that. This patch adds support for AMD's anti-lag 2, which is basically their version of NVIDIA Reflex low latency. And it improves the latency by roughly 25%. Black borders should no longer continue to show. The Steam overlay or visual artifacts when using aspect ratios different from your monitors. Game cursor should now be centered when opening a menu while using a game resolution different from your monitor's native resolution. Inventory menu should no longer jump around when using a controller. Sorry, House of Pain. That's a funny one, bro. That clip went so fucking viral, bro. They removed the dynamic stream and budget toggle from video settings, since it should be left on for virtually all players. The option has generally no effect on your GPU unless it runs out of VRAM, and in this situation it can save performance degradation, but you can disable it if you want. Significantly improve the performance of streaming geometry data to the GPU, especially on low-end systems. So technically, they're working on performance enhances for people with weaker systems, weaker hardware, and stuff like that. And yeah, I believe that will be all for now. And the update should be dropping tomorrow, at least the collection event. And then from there on out, we should start seeing more stuff roll out. But with the collection event comes all the new legend changes, all the new gun changes, and the new map changes. With that being said, though, I will see you guys in the next stream, which will practically be in like 10 minutes.